Yo, tapping in real quick for this UFC fight night in Denver. Namajunas versus Tracy Cortez in this video right here. Well, we've been through this quite a few times already as far as this fight card is concerned, so we just gonna go ahead and dive into it. No need in wasting any more time. That first fight of the night is Evan Elder versus Darius Flowers. And if I am not mistaken, Evan Elder is now the biggest favorite on this card. He surpassed Gabriel Bonfim, who's sitting at, I believe, minus 360. Luana Santos, who's sitting at, I believe, minus 380. And Evan Elder is sitting at minus 410, leaving Darius Flowers at plus 360 on the money line. You understand what I'm saying to you? I do not necessarily understand why. And like I said in my little clip a few minutes ago, I'm not sitting here saying, you know, Darius Flowers is the dog pick. Run to the motherfucking window and catch that plus 360. You know what I mean? But I'm not saying that I'm not going to toss him on something either. You fucking feel me? Because listen, I had to go back and give it a closer look, man. It deserved a closer look. You know what I mean? So I gave it one. And listen, Evan Elder, at times in his 8-2 run, he's looked well. You understand what I'm saying too? He's looked pretty fucking good at times in that 8-2 run. But with that being said, he should have looked exceptionally fucking well in every one of those matchups. You understand what I'm saying to you? You know, old boy's opposition that he faced have combined records of 37 wins and 30 losses. You understand what I'm saying to you? The highest level of opposition that he faced was the 2 L's that he's taken inside the UFC octagon. You understand what I'm saying to you? 37 wins and 30 losses. There's nothing great about that level of opposition. You understand what I'm saying to you? Now, on the other side of things, nothing great about that either. Darius Flowers, 12-7-1, up against opposition with combined records of 191 wins and 137 losses. You understand what I'm saying to you? So, you know, nothing great about that record neither, although he has faced some more experienced individuals inside the cage in his little run. But with that being said, had Evan Elder had a few more fights under his belt prior to entering the UFC, his record will fuck around and be exactly the same. The level of opposition that they faced exactly the same. Because as of right now, in my personal opinion, it's exactly the same. You know what I mean? And with that being said, minus 410, plus 360, man, Darius Flowers might fuck around and knock this young man out on principle. You feel me? Like, what the fuck justifies you being a minus 410 and me being a plus 360 in this matchup to kick off this card, man? Fuck all that, man. Fuck all that. I'm going out on my shield then. I'm supposed to lose this matchup, right? Okay, all right. Pedal to the motherfucking metal from the time they let us, time that motherfucker bang off. I'm going to try to take this motherfucker's head smooth off his shoulders. I'm going to try to spin that motherfucker right around. That's how Darius Flowers might come into this matchup. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because to be honest with you, it's a disrespectful money line, man. There's nothing about Evan Elder's resume that justifies him being a minus 410, leaving Darius Flowers a plus 360 on the money line. Absolutely nothing. You understand what I'm saying to you? The highest level of opposition he faced, he took a loss to. The same can be said about Darius Flowers. There's absolutely nothing that separates these two individuals' resumes and level of opposition anywhere, in any way, shape, form, or fashion, spectacularly, or even, you know, in any margin for anybody to justify this young man being a minus 410, leaving Darius Flowers a plus 360. Now, I ran it on about that long enough, and anybody that knows me or this channel knows that, you know, this checks off a lot of boxes as far as betting and parlaying goes, man. It's the first fight of the night. I highly recommend not betting or parlaying, at least in your main bets and parlays. The first fight of the night, last fight of the night, you know, motherfuckers making their UFC debuts, heavyweight MMA, you know, women's MMA, individuals that are minus 500 or above, or motherfuckers you got too many question marks on. And when I seem to trim all that shit out the way, those things smack all day. You understand what I'm saying to you? This one right here, I will have a dog play on. But as far as Evan at minus 410, I'm not wrapping him up in nothing. You can miss me with that. It's a complete fucking pass. You understand what I'm saying to you? I might actually be leaning Darius to just knock him the fuck out. You know what I mean? Call me crazy, man. Call me crazy, man. But I think this motherfucking line is crazy and disrespectful. And I feel like Darius feels the same fucking way. And he's gonna come out there and do his absolute best to shut all that shit the fuck down. And if he cannot succeed, get his motherfucking light shut out. And, you know, get finished inside the distance in his own right. But that's what's supposed to happen to him, right? You know what I mean? Tread lightly, man. Josh Friend versus Andre Petrosky. I'm still on Josh Friend, man. You know what I mean? They had a nice little face-off. Nice little face-off. We already knew the size discrepancy. We already knew how that was going to be. The more compact, the more power, the more physical, you know, specimen is Andre Petrosky, and the longer, lanky individual is Josh Friend. You know what I mean? But I'm still on the side of Josh Friend to stay safe in the striking department and not get caught with anything. And when it goes to the ground, stay safe, find his way back up to the feet, and get back to work in the striking department where I feel like it's going to take place for the most part. And I just give Josh Friend the advantage for so many reasons in the striking department. Again, not because he's an exceptionally well striker or he's great in any way, shape, form, or fashion, just that he's exceptionally better than Andre Petrosky in that department. You understand what I'm saying to you? And his speed, height, and reach, as I said before, are going to work very well for him in that department. He just needs to stay safe, man. You know what I mean? Keep Andre Petrosky at bay. Use that height advantage for those teeps, you know, beat up that motherfucking midsection, chip away at that man, them oblique kicks, frustrate him, those calf kicks, them kicks smooth up the middle when he thinks you coming back down bottom. You understand what I'm saying to you? Frustrate him. The same can be said with your reach advantage for the jabs and the punches. Keep them on the end of your combinations. You know, just do the better work over the course of 15 minutes. And when you find yourself on the mat, you know, you sound down there in your own right. So just stay safe, man. Josh got this one, in my personal opinion, via unanimous decision. I don't think he's going to finish Petrosky unless Petrosky completely gasses out and gets himself submitted in his own right, or TKO'd on the feet via strikes somewhere in the third. You know what I mean? But I still like Josh via unanimous decision. Luana versus Agapova. Luana still inside the distance via submission, if not via unanimous decision. Montel versus Damon. Still, Montel Jackson via unanimous decision, 2 rounds to 1. I'm not even going to say that I could see this one being a split. I think it's Montel Jackson, 2 rounds to 1. Unanimous decision, man. That's the pick. I think he's going to drop Damon. I think Damon's going to come in here a little bit overconfident. You understand what I'm saying to you? And kept, you know, he's going to get caught. He's going to get caught, man. Montel is fast. Montel is powerful, and I've said it. He has pop. He possesses pop in each and every one of his individual shots. You understand what I'm saying to you? Damon's not going to like what's coming his way, man. And like I said, I still have Montel Jackson defending a majority of the incoming takedowns. You understand what I'm saying to you? And possibly, more than likely, securing a few of his own, man. You understand what I'm saying to you? You're talking about a man in Montel Jackson who possesses a 71% takedown accuracy and a 69% takedown defense, where on the other side, Damon has like a 37% takedown accuracy and a 66% takedown defense. You understand what I'm saying to you? And when we talk about, I said it before, Montel Jackson not being able to wrap up and secure takedowns against Julio Arce, you can completely miss me with that motherfucking argument, man. Julio Arce possesses one of the absolute best takedown defenses in UFC's history, not just the division, UFC's history, sitting at 96% on the takedown defense. You understand what I'm saying to you? So the fact that Montel was unable to take that young man down, who possesses a 96% takedown defense after all the time that he's been inside the UFC, that doesn't discourage me in any way, shape, form, or fashion. I am still on Montel Jackson via unanimous decision. You understand what I'm saying to you? And don't be surprised if he's the one securing his own takedowns, reversing Damon. Like, listen, they're both physically strong. The power advantage and all that in the striking department goes to Montel, man. And like I said, when it hits the mat, Damon, out of the two, may be the better jiu-jitsu practitioner, may have the more active guard, but I do not give him the advantage in wrestling and grappling, man. So it's still Montel Jackson. Jasmine versus Fatima, they had a nice little face-off too. You know, I like how the homie Jasmine just kind of stood right there, stood her ground, didn't budge, didn't blink. None of that shit Fatima brought storming into her, you know, with the guard up and the elbows into Jasmine, you know. None of that moved her at all in any way, shape, form, or fashion. You understand what I'm saying to you? And I don't think anything about the steam behind Fatima, the team behind Fatima, or anything else coming in behind this matchup behind Fatima is moving Jasmine in any way, shape, form, or fashion, either in a negative aspect. You understand what I'm saying to you? I think she's just soaking all of this up, and she's ready to give the absolute best performance of her life. And, you know, if she ends up on the wrong side of it, then fight of the night for these two young women, man. You know what I mean? It's just that fight, man. You know what I mean? This is that fight. And I'm still gonna go ahead and rock with Jasmine. Fuck it. You feel me? We not jumping off the original gut. The original gut was motherfucking Jasmine was locked up with Montel, you know, and Luana and them from the motherfucking grip when she was facing Viv. Then when that shit happened and all that got mixed out and Fatima stepped in, the gut was still saying it's Jasmine, you know, maybe via split decision, possibly unanimous decision, but Jasmine, you know what I mean, being a bit too much for this young woman, you know, entrance into the UFC, but I've since gone back and forth, but fuck it, man, we rocking with Jasmine, you know what I mean? Joshua versus Charles. Now this motherfucking face up. We knew Charles was longer and lankier. You know what I'm saying? Way he moved in on Josh though, man. Kind of like how Josh Friend moved in on motherfucking Andre and just looked down on him like that. Oh, this is gonna be a banger. This is gonna be a banger, man. You know what I mean? These two motherfuckers, they gonna crack. And I think, you know, I'm still fucking with Josh. You know what I mean? I'm still fucking with Joshua. Charles is gonna make this one tough though. I think Charles look to be in good spirits on the weight cut and all that. You understand what I'm saying to you? We know what Charles is capable of. He possesses the 5-inch reach in the striking department. I still think Josh was going to be able to crash that distance and rock that body, touch that motherfucking chin, and possibly drop Charles a couple times in this motherfucking matchup, put him up against the cage and have him balled up a little bit. But, you know, this one's going to be good, man. You know what I mean? I'm still with Joshua Van to go ahead and get this one done via unanimous decision, 2 rounds to 1. You understand what I'm saying to you? It's just, you know, is Charles going to be able to edge out round 1? Because if Charles doesn't edge out round 1, in my personal opinion, there might be a 30-27 in there from someone, if not everyone, for Joshua Van, because I know they both turn up the volume as the fight goes on, but a bit more so from Joshua Van. You understand what I'm saying to you? And like I said, I'm not the age discrepancy, 23 to 34 or whatever it is, that 11 years. I'm not holding that against Charles, because at 34, Charles Johnson is still prime time Charles Johnson, where at 23, you know, Joshua Van is still growing, developing, you know, and becoming that motherfucking prime time young man. He's not there yet. You understand what I'm saying to you? He's still, we're going to see more and more from him every time he steps in the octagon, win, lose, or draw. You understand what I'm saying to you? This is going to be a good one, man. This is going to be a good one. And I'm not even going to hold you when I tap back in. I should have been tapping in with the parlays now, but, you know, we talking about 12 fights instead of 11. You know what I mean? We running through it real quick, and I'm going to get the fuck up out of here and tap back in with the parlays, man. And, I do have a parlay in that does have Charles Johnson on this leg of the fight. Joshua is my motherfucking pick, though. You know what I'm saying? Cody versus Abdul. I'm still on Cody, man. Nothing about the face-offs, weigh-ins, none of it. Nothing's changed my mind, man. Nothing's moved me in any way, shape, form, or fashion to feel like Abdul might get this one done, especially after watching the medias, man. You know what I mean? Every time he comes in here talking about killing somebody, murdering something inside the octagon and releasing demons and, you know, not having no, you know, being mentally strong because of that, you know, the African mindset, you know, he ends up fumbling the bag in a bad fucking way, and then talking about where he was mentally and how it mentally fucked him up, and like, miss me with this guy, man, at the medias, man. But when he shows up and he's really popping off, that's when I know he's about to catch a loss, man. You know what I'm saying? That's when I know Cody about to dust him smooth the fuck off. In my personal opinion, that has not changed, man. It's Cody inside the distance, and if for some reason this motherfucker goes 15 minutes, then it's Cody by unanimous decision, man. Abdul Razak Al Hassan will not be able to stop the takedowns from Cody, man. And then Cody, I told you, he works. He works. So when he puts him on the ground, he's searching for the submission or working for that motherfucking finish from, you know, via ground and pound from top position. You understand what I'm saying to you? He not fucking around, man. And if Abdul Razak Al Hassan manages to make his way back up in any way, shape, form, or fashion, boop, it's gonna be right back down he goes, man. And the boy's gonna get him the fuck up out of her. It's gonna get him the fuck up out of her, in my personal opinion, man. And I ain't necessarily think Cody was gonna be kind of standing over Abdul like that, man. You know what I mean? At the face-offs. I know Abdul a big boy, but I know Cody a big boy, but I ain't think he was gonna be over Abdul like that, man. But I guess Abdul is a motherfucking shorty doo-wop. Christian versus Julian, man. I'm still on Julian. Nothing about any of the medias, nothing about the weight cut, nothing about the face-offs, nothing about anything has changed my mind, man. In my personal opinion, Julian Rodriguez is still the better mixed martial artist, man, with by far more experience and has by far faced the higher level of opposition. You understand what I'm saying to you? Has beaten the higher level of opposition and lost to the higher level of opposition. You understand? He's just faced the higher level of opposition in this weight class. You understand what I'm saying to you? In this, in and outside of this organization, man. Listen, I don't believe Christian's faster than Julian. I don't believe Christian hits harder than Julian. I don't believe Christian's better in the grappling or the wrestling department than Julian. I don't think he's better in the jiu-jitsu department than Julian. I don't think he's more dangerous than Julian. He may be a bit more technically sound than Julian. You understand what I'm saying to you? And if they were the same height and he possessed the reach, you understand what I'm saying to you? The same reach, the same height, something, you know, the frame's not gonna work out for him, in my personal opinion, man. He has to he's gotta crash, he's gotta find his way inside of that chaotic style that is Julian Erosa without getting himself clipped in his own right. You understand what I'm saying to you? And he can't get clipped and then shoot, you know, for the takedowns or try to go for the grappling sequences, because I said it before, that is when Julian is his most fucking dangerous, is when he's caught you on the feet and now you desperately reaching for that takedown. You understand what I'm saying to you? He can't do that, man. You know what I mean? Can he string a combination together, get inside that motherfucking distance, touch that body, touch that chin, and possibly put Julian out? Julian has been put out. That is a possibility. You understand what I'm saying to you? But just like we sit here and say about, you know, a couple fights up, you know, old boy never never won by decision, and old boy here's never been finished. Don't mean old boy can't win by this, you know, won't ever win by decision, and it don't mean old boy won't ever get finished. Just because Christian Rodriguez has never been finished does not mean that young man will never get finished. You understand what I'm saying to you? And Julian Erosa possesses the abilities to finish this young man in multiple areas. You understand what I'm saying to you? his highest level of opposition, unfortunately, regardless of anybody's opinion, was Jonathan Pierce. And he lost that fight. Regardless of how anybody feels about it, that's a loss on his motherfucking record, man. And the rest of these wins that he's been racking up, that's where you can miss me with them, man. You understand what I'm saying to you? His biggest win being that of Raul Rosas Jr., which I said is a very respectable win, but this is a very different fucking fight. You understand what I'm saying to you? Julian Erosa is not Raul Rosas Jr. He will not be shooting for takedown, 24 fucking takedowns while only landing 2 or 3 fucking strikes. This motherfucker will land 3 or 4 dozen strikes while trying to mix in 2 or 3 takedowns. Like, you got the game fucked up if you think that fight has anything to do with this one, or that win justifies him being a favorite up here in this division over Julian Erosa, who's so fucking dangerous. It's a different fight, man. Julian Erosa and Raul Rosas Jr., completely different individuals, and they approach the fight game completely fucking different. You understand what I'm saying to you? Julian Erosa and the boy Dalgarian, completely different fighters, and they approach the fight game completely differently. Julian Erosa will not be in here shooting for 24 motherfucking takedowns. You understand what I'm saying to you? It's not gonna happen. Completely different fucking fight. Different kind of action. You understand what I'm saying to you? And then you got Cameron Simone, who, he's he's good in the striking the play, but he's not Julian Erosa, man. He's not as dangerous as Julian Erosa. He's not as definitely not as dangerous as him in the striking department, man. Don't got as much pop as that young man. Not as dangerous as him in the grappling or down on the motherfucking mat in the jiu-jitsu department. You understand what I'm saying to you? Different fucking fighters, man. And styles make matchups. And this motherfucking style right here, in my personal opinion, is a bad matchup for Christian Rodriguez, man. The boy's good. He's very well-rounded. He's solid. I'm not taking anything away from him, and I'm not shitting on the young man. You understand what I'm saying to you? It's just my personal opinion, man. He hasn't shown me yet that he's that guy. You know what I mean? Julian Erosa has shown me that he can be that guy at any given time, on any given night. You understand what I'm saying to you? Or he can go out on his motherfucking shield attempting to be that guy. You feel what I'm saying to you? The diversity in the striking department, the tools that Julian Erosa possesses on the feet. Christian Rodriguez, more technically sound, probably a cleaner, crisper boxer. You understand what I'm saying to you? But Julian Erosa's awkward, man. And he puts motherfuckers in fights they don't necessarily want to be in. And the next thing they know, the fucking fight is over. You understand what I'm saying to you? Or, Julian gets caught and it's over in his own right, man. But I'm still on Julian to go ahead and, put work on this young man. As far as the volume on the feet, Julian's going to outwork him, man. He's going to outland this young man, and he's going to hurt him. My personal opinion is Christian Rodriguez is not going to like what he feels coming from Julian Erosa. He's not going to like the fact that he's not able to really get in on Julian Erosa the way he wants to, and that's going to cause frustration, and that's when the game plan kind of goes out the motherfucking window, man. He's going to shoot when he knows it's dangerous to shoot. He's going to fuck around and get something snatched up. You understand what I'm saying to you? Or he's going to enter that firefight, and they going to get to going back and forth. And he might be the one that gets clipped because, in my personal opinion, Julian Erosa hits harder, man. Drew Dober versus old boy Gene Silva, man. You know what I mean? It's a banger right here, man. It's a banger, and I'm glad that these 3 fights are back to back to back like this. Cody versus Abdul, Christian versus Julian, and Drew versus Gabrielle. Right after we get Joshua versus motherfucking Charles and Jasmine versus Fatima to close out them prelims. My God, this card is turning into something special in my personal opinion, man. You know what I'm talking about? Listen, man. My original gut pick was these Brazilians up here on the top card. You know what I mean? When I posted my original prediction You know what I mean? Anybody who peeped that, they know that's where I was going with it. It was Bomb Fame and it was Gene Silver. You know what I mean? And with that being said, although I've motherfucking changed course on some fights, my back door is secure. Because when I drop my picks early, it's because I done ran to the motherfucking window already or ran to the kiosk and dropped my motherfucking money in there and put my parlays in. 3-leggers, 4-leggers, 5-leggers, 6-leggers, 7-leggers. Understand? I done already put my shit in. So if throughout the motherfucking couple weeks we've been waiting, you know, my opinion changes on anything and I feel like, oh man, let me go ahead and do this or let me go ahead and do that. I'm a fucking degenerate. I did it and I done it. You understand what I'm saying to you? So my back door be secure like a motherfucker for the most part, man. For the most part. We gonna talk about that when we talk about these parlays, man. But I think, you know, I've gone ahead and leaned towards Drew Dober because I feel like nobody's expecting this motherfucker to come out here in his own right and possibly work in some offensive wrestling and grappling. And I know that's a stretch. But the man has just about as many, if you know, submissions on his record as he has knockouts. You feel me? Like he can get this motherfucker done anywhere. You understand what I'm saying to you? So I am siding with this motherfucker to go ahead and just use his all-around mixed martial arts game and his experience to get this one done inside the distance in some way, shape, form, or fashion, or go out on his motherfucking shield attempting to do so. The pick is Drew, though. You know what I mean? Santiago versus Muslim. I'm still rocking with Santiago to get this one done. Via unanimous decision, 2-1. Muslim might edge out 1 round. You understand what I'm saying to you? And then, you know, Santiago's going to get to doing what Santiago do and secure this victory via unanimous decision, 2-1. Possibly inside the distance, because in my personal opinion, Muslim is not looking good. Rose versus Tracy, man. How bad did cutting that hair off fuck with Tracy's head, man? How bad really was the weight cut for Tracy that she had to cut her hair off? You understand what I'm saying to you? Motherfuckers gave her a lot of shit for not respecting elevation, and I'm not saying she didn't respect elevation, and I'm not saying she doesn't have a good gas tank and the elevation is gonna cause her problems. I'm just saying how bad was the weight cut that she had to end up cutting her hair. You know, we're only talking about a half a pound. You know what I mean? So if you got all that down and couldn't get off that last half a pound and had to just say, fuck it, let me take this hair off, you might have been struggling, man. It might have really been a rough one. And coming back from that in elevation could prove to be a little bit tougher than coming back from it somewhere else. You understand what I'm saying to you? But that's just a whole lot of motherfucking speculation because I'm in here smoking this motherfucking, you know, this Chiba. I just put that out. About to fuck around, roll another one, man. My phone ringing. My dog's barking out front. One of the homies fucked around and stopped out this motherfucker because then the dog stopped barking when the phone was ringing. You feel what I'm saying to you? We gonna check all that out in a minute because we about to finish this. Rose and Tracy. I'm with Rose though, man. Hopefully she gets it done. 2-3. Could be 4-1. Could be inside the distance. You know what I mean? Don't know how bad that weight cut was for Tracy, and that's the only motherfucking problem, you know, with really getting a motherfucking hold on how long this fight might go. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because if it was bad for her, she might want to come in there and try to get it done sooner than later. You understand what I'm saying to you? And that could cost her. She could get clipped in the process. She could get her down aggressively and get the finish inside the distance, inside of, you know, the first couple minutes too. A whole lot of shit could happen. I still like Rose to go ahead and be the one to get it done. 3 rounds to 2, maybe 4 rounds to 1. Leave that first fight of the night alone. That first fight, leave that shit alone, man. Nothing about that 8-2 up against opposition with combined records of 37 wins and 30 losses justifies him being the biggest favorite on his card at -410 against Darius, who's 12-7-1 is against opposition with combined records of 191 wins and 137 losses. Nothing great there, but does have more experience, and the experience against the more experienced. You understand what I'm saying to you? So, level of opposition, in my personal opinion, exactly the same. Had Evan had a few more fights prior to entering the UFC, his record would be probably exactly the fucking same. With that being said, tread lightly, man. Taking Josh over Andre, Luana over Agapova. It's still Montel over Damon, Jasmine over Fatima, Joshua over Charles, Cody over Abdul, Julian over Christian, Drew over Gabrielle. I said Drew over Gabrielle. Drew over motherfucking Jean. And let's talk about, I skipped it, Gabrielle and motherfucking Ange, man. It's still Ange over Gabrielle. Fuck it. Santiago over Muslim and Rose over Tracy. I appreciate y'all for tapping in, man.